yesterday, and I repeat, what's about to, you're about to see, we're going to unleash Chang on these people in the next few hours and days. You're going to really begin to perceive a change in the...
Forget everything you think you know about the Middle East. The U.S. just flipped the board, and what's happening in the next few hours is going to change the map forever. You need to see this.
Place military and diplomatic sources in the region tell me Saudi Arabia is very close to allowing its Air Force to strike targets inside Iran after facing unprecedented missile and drone attacks on its civilians, including incoming missiles today targeting Daman, its fifth largest city. Quote, the next 24 hours is going to be intense, I'm told. A line has been crossed, a well-placed official in the Gulf tells me. What's truly extraordinary, Harris, about this development is that it would not have been possible if Israel had not been brought in under U.S. Central Command at the end of the first Trump administration. Carrying out airstrikes takes tremendous deconfliction and coordination. CENTCOM used to be attached, Israel used to be attached to the European Command due to sensitivities with the Arab states that did not recognize Israel. That changed with the Abraham Accords. No U.S. personnel were killed or injured when the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, was struck last night by at least 2 Iranian Shahed drones. The embassy was largely empty at the time. There is a division of labor right now in terms of targeting. Israel is targeting Iranian leadership, like that meeting that Trey mentioned of top religious scholars in Qom earlier today, where Iran's remaining top religious leaders were meeting to decide the successor to the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei.
Did you catch the massive shift there? We are looking at a historic realignment. For decades, the idea of Saudi Arabia and Israel coordinating airstrikes through U.S. Central Command was considered a diplomatic impossibility. But look at the logistics. Israel being moved from European Command to CENTCOM under the Abraham Accords was the secret sauce for this entire operation. This isn't just a skirmish, it's a fully synchronized regional hammer. When they say a line has been crossed, they mean the old rules of engagement are dead. The fact that the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh was targeted by drones changed everything for the Saudis. Now, they aren't just an ally, they are an active combatant. This creates a nightmare scenario for leadership in Tehran, because they are being squeezed from both sides. Keep an eye on the coordination here. It's the cleanest military deconfliction we've seen in the modern era, and it's happening in real time.
In the scope and in the intensity of these attacks, as frankly, the 2 most powerful air forces in the world take apart this terroristic regime and defang it and take away its ability to threaten its neighbors or hide behind a zone of immunity that allows them to develop their nuclear ambitions. This terroristic, radical, cleric-led regime cannot be ever allowed to have nuclear weapons. We saw what they were willing to do to their own people. They were willing to slaughter their own people in the streets. Imagine what they would do to us. Imagine what they would do to others. Under President Trump, that will never, ever happen.
Rubio is using very specific language here, defanging and zone of immunity. That's code for ending the nuclear ambitions once and for all. What's wild is the 2 most powerful air forces comment. He's clearly referencing the U.S. and Israel working as a single unit. Think about the intensity he's describing. This isn't a slow buildup. It's a surgical peak designed to collapse the clerical regime's ability to even communicate with its neighbors. If they lose their ability to threaten others, the entire Iranian proxy network in Lebanon and Yemen falls apart overnight. It's like a house of cards where the bottom floor just got hit by a hurricane. People often underestimate how quickly these high-intensity strikes can dismantle decades of infrastructure. We're watching the complete erasure of a regime's regional leverage in a matter of days. This is the move that actually outsmarted everyone. Most leaders think in terms of bombs, but this is economic warfare at its finest. By having the DFC provide political risk insurance, the U.S. just removed the only reason shipping halted: the cost of insurance. If a ship is guaranteed by the U.S. government, the tankers start moving immediately. It bypasses the IRGC's threats entirely. If you're a shipping company and the U.S. Navy is offering an escort and the government is covering your insurance, the choke point at Hormuz ceases to exist. This move crashed the price of crude oil instantly because the market realized the oil wasn't going to be stuck. It's a massive win for global trade that didn't require a single bullet, just a pen and some financial backing. This is the end game. Alexander Dugin is basically the architect of modern Russian geopolitical thought, and he is sounding the alarm. If Iran falls and flips to being an ally of the West, Russia and China lose their most vital partner in the Middle East. China loses its direct, unmonitored access to Iranian oil, and Russia loses its southern buffer. When he says, "we are next," he's admitting that the global balance of power is shifting back toward U.S. hegemony for the next century. This war in Iran isn't just about Iran. It's about isolating the entire axis of resistance. If the IRGC collapses, the geopolitical map of the 21st century just got rewritten in favor of the West. It's a massive gamble with the highest possible stakes. The world is moving fast. If you want to stay ahead of the next major shift, hit follow. I'll catch you on the next one.